Do not sit there and meow the whole time. Don't do it. Now just know, I have to film. Are you gonna behave? Are you gonna behave so I can film? Or are you gonna meow the whole time? No? Okay. Let's go. Okay. That's nice. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you all of my recent reads. So if you're new to my channel, how I kind of do this is I usually read about 4 books, and after I read those books, I will discuss them with you guys. I usually pick 4 because it gives me enough time to like be long-winded with books if I want to be, which I normally am. But what I'll do is I'll tell you the book title, my star ratings for them, and just what I thought about them. I'll start with the book that I finished first and work my way up to the last book that I read. And in this video, most of my books are a 4.25, 4.5 and up. So I did really well this time. So if you're excited to hear about what I've been reading about lately, I will have this book timestamp down below if you just want to hear about a certain book. But if you want to hear every book I've read, let's just get into it. Okay, the first book that I read was It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This was the first Tessa Bailey that I had ever read, and I absolutely loved it. Now, I have to admit that I had never seen Schitt's Creek before I read this. I started reading this and watching the show at the same time because if you don't know, this book is inspired by Alexis from Schitt's Creek. So I was like, well, I don't really have anything to compare it to, so I should watch the show. And then I started watching the show, and then I couldn't stop watching the show. It's a really good show. It's really funny, and it's only like 21 minutes long, so it's like you go through them and so fast, so very fast. I love it, and now there's one song that's always living rent-free in my head now.
I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a Hollywood star. I'm a little bit tipsy when I drive my car.
But yeah, this book is a romance, of course, and it is about a socialite named Piper, and she does something to where she gets into trouble, and her stepdad decides to send her to her mom's hometown, which is also the hometown of her father, who she never knew because he died when she was really young. So her sister decides to go with her, and they go to this town, and they immediately just don't fit in. When she's there, she meets a guy named Brendan, and he is the captain of like a king crab boat, you know, those type of things that are like really dangerous. And that also is the same way her dad died. He was like a fisherman and he had died out to sea. So there's the connection. However, this is your typical grumpy sunshine romance. He just at first, he's like, this girl does not fit in here. She does not belong here. She comes dressed, you know, in her dressy outfits. I don't know how to, you know, she's dressed up, and he's just like, there's no way she belongs here. But they hang out some because she's trying to, she finds out that her dad had left her this bar, and she starts to like revamp the bar, and he helps her with some of that stuff. And then romance comes, and it's beautiful. It's steamy. So if you're looking at this and you're like, that's such a cute book, it is, but it's also steamy as all get out. So just be prepared for some steamy smut because it's in here, and I love it. But also one of the best parts about this was like he asked for consent, and this was the first time I'd ever heard that or read that in a book, and I was like, yes, we love consent over here. I was like, I love that. Also, he's a cinnamon roll, complete cinnamon roll. He would do anything for her. He would do anything to make her happy. He even takes her shopping. Like, come on. That's beautiful. In my eyes, that's the way it's my heart, because my love language is gifts. So yeah, if you're looking for a cute summer romance, it has summer in the title, but I mean, you can read it whenever. Definitely consider this one. Also, if you're a fan of Schitt's Creek, also consider this one. The Did I say I gave it 5 stars? Because I gave it 5 stars. The next book I read, I went from a romance to a straight up serial killer thriller, okay? I read They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. It's either Laney Fargo or Lane Fargo. I've heard both. That's besides the point. Okay, this book is the story of Scarlett, and she is an English college professor, and she also headlines as a serial killer at night. Yeah, you heard me. She goes after men on campus and just men around town who has done wrong to women. So kind of think of it like Promising Young Woman, only better. Because I love Promising Young Woman. I love the premise of it, but I hated the ending. But I love the ending of this book. So yeah. We also get 2 perspectives in this book. We get Scarlett's perspective, and then we also get a college freshman named Carly. We get her perspective, and her friend gets sexually assaulted at a party. So she's out to get revenge on the person who did that. So trigger warnings for sexual assault. But I love this. I actually tabbed this book. You can't tell. I didn't tab it very much, but it was the first book I ever tabbed. Couldn't think of a better start to it, but I ended up giving this a 4.5 because I can't remember why it wasn't exactly like a full 5 stars. It was like so close. Like the twist I loved. I absolutely loved the twist. I didn't see it coming, but I don't know. It's just like it wasn't a full 5 stars to me, but it was still very, very good. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, why did I give it 4.5 stars and not just 5? I may have to change my thing because I don't see how this couldn't have been. Oh, and it also has a sapphic romance in here, so if that's something you're into, it's in here too. So I really don't know why I gave 4.5. I really think I'm gonna have to change it now. Yeah, definitely. I then ventured into the world of Colleen Hoover. I read Verity. I read this on my Kindle, and this was the first Colleen Hoover book I ever read, and I was not disappointed. This is another thriller because those thrillers are just, they're grabbing me. But I loved it. This one is about a author, and she is just kind of, her books aren't doing all that well, and she gets like this proposal from her publishing company to meet with this man, and this man happens to be Verity's husband. Verity is a very well-known author, and she was in a terrible car crash, so she's currently brain dead, and she cannot finish the last 3 books of her series that she needs to finish. So he's asking this author to co-write, you know, ghostwrite. Is it ghostwrite? I think it's ghostwrite the rest of the series. What is the author's name? Why can't I think of her name? What is her name? What is her name? Are you kidding me? Lowen. That's her name. Goodness gracious, because she goes by a pen name. Lowen. Okay. He asks Lowen to write the book, and he's like, I will give you like $2 million to write these books. And she's like, sold. So she moves into his house with his son, and because that's where Verity's office is, she goes through all her notes and everything, and then stuff starts to happen. Stuff starts to happen in the house. So you're like, is the house haunted? Is it, what is it? You know, she finds the manuscript of Verity that she was writing her autobiography, and she starts reading it, and she's like, oh, something's up with her. Is she a psycho or what? But I tell you what, I loved this book. I even kind of knew the the first twist, but I didn't know the second or the third. But the first twist, I was like, okay. I kind of knew that was coming. But after that, I was like, I didn't know anything else was coming. But tell me, are you team manuscript or are you team Verity? If you've read the book, let me know, because I'm definitely team manuscript. I just got a feeling. That's got a feeling. And I gave that one 5 stars because I loved it. I loved it so much that my next and final book was another Coho. Okay, I read another Colleen Hoover, and I read Layla, and this is a paranormal romance, and it was so interesting. It was so interesting. Okay, so you have this guy. What's his name? Are you kidding me? We have Layla and Leeds. Thanks. I knew it was coming to me. Okay. We have Layla and Leeds, and they meet at Layla's sister's wedding at like this bed and breakfast in the country. And they meet, and it's instant love. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not a fan of instant love usually, but in this case, it was fine with the story. And, you know, so many months go by, and Leeds kind of had like this crazy ex who wasn't really his girlfriend, but she thought he was. And she was a stage 5 cleaner.
She's definitely a stage 5 clinger.
And he wasn't having it. But he was just, one night he put a picture up on his Instagram of him and Layla. Well, Sable, who's the ex, found out. She comes to the house. She shoots Layla and him. And Layla ends up getting traumatic brain injury. And so it's like months and months of rehabilitation. And then she finally, you know, is able to come out of the hospital, but she still has this really bad memory loss. And he's like, what can I do to maybe help, you know, make her feel better, kind of jog those memories? So he takes her back to the bed and breakfast where they met. But the bed and breakfast, they're not alone there, okay? It's occupied by something else. And the something else and Leeds, they have a connection, okay? They have a connection. And he's like, I don't know what to do because I am really starting to have feelings for this being who's not my girlfriend. And it just goes from there. It just goes from there. And if you haven't read it, read it. The twist I loved, because I thought I figured it out, and I'm like, oh, this is definitely what's happening. And then the twist came, and then another twist came, and I was like, oh my goodness, I did not see that coming. I absolutely loved it. Give it a chance. Just give it a chance. If you had to pick between the two, I would start with Verity and then go to Layla. I think, because I think I liked Verity more, but I really like Layla too. So, yeah, another 5 stars. Loved it. But those are all my recent reads. Let me know down below, have you read any of them? What were your thoughts on them? What are you currently reading? You know, just write whatever you want to write down in the comments, because I just like hearing from you guys, and I like communicating with you guys through the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new and would like to see more of my videos. And if you don't already know, if you haven't clicked the bell, make sure to click that so you get notified when I upload new videos, because I don't have a set schedule and YouTube will not notify you unless that bell is clicked. And then sometimes they will notify you even if it is clicked. But that's besides the point. But all my social media is linked down below if you ever want to follow me on there, my Goodreads and my Instagram, because you'll get more up-to-date information over there than just on YouTube. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. I gotta sneeze. No, I don't. We're good. Okay, we're good. Oh, now I look like Rudolph. And then, no ma'am, I said no meowing right now. No. And work my way up to my... Okay, so let me grab the first book I read. Okay, let's try that again. And her... Girlfriend! Girlfriend! Oh my god. Why? Okay. So her I got a new kitty. She was a stray. I'm gonna show you her because she's adorable, okay? Her name is Poppy. Although my mind keeps calling her Piper because of it happened one summer, but let me go show you guys. Let me show you guys. She's taken a liking to my bed. And I'm totally okay with that because she's so cute. Poppy. Pop. Hey, Pop. Poppy, say hi. Pop. Poppy, say hi to the people. Okay, she's not going to say hi. But just know she's the cute. Oh, there she is. Hello. Her little face. Okay. Say bye-bye.